What should construction project managers be reporting? In this video, we're going to talk about what you as a project manager can be reporting on and tracking to where you have your job site under control and you're satisfying the stakeholders and making sure that you're giving proper updates. So here's my question. Would you like to get rid of worthless reports? Be more on top of your game when it comes to running the project? And be able to sleep at night because you know that things are going well? If so, you've come to the right place. Let's go. All right, so I've already talked to you in the last recording and in some of the previous videos about Era 1, where we push workers, Era 2, where we have this world of administration, where we have managers upon managers upon managers with paperwork, documenting paperwork, and this era of administration is not only burdening people, you, and keeping you away from your family, but it's also waste. So what I want for you is to be able to stop doing things that don't matter and start doing things that do. And so I want to take you through some of the things that, if I were you as a PM, I would be reporting on, and it would benefit every aspect of my career and project. So let's go. Okay, number one, team health. So Katie and I are writing the book Elevating Construction First Planners, and we're in there talking about how to build teams, and we went through this beautifully formatted checklist on how to do an assessment on a team, and I'm so excited for you. So that's going to be coming out in August, on August 1st, so check it out. But the reason I mention that is because I fell in love with the concept of creating criteria for your team health. And it's really simple. You don't need fancy charts. You don't need fancy software. You can if you want. But all you need to do is say, and you can do this with a team, what is important for the team health, right? It could be balance. It could be having coverage throughout the week. It could be doing fun events. It could be connecting, right? Ask your team, hey, what indicates health? And I've actually done this. I would then take that, and I did it in Excel, so it wasn't like very fancy, but you can take it, whether it's in a software or Google Docs or whatever you want to do. But I'll just talk about it like it's in Excel. We just sent the pages to each of the individuals and then put those tabs on top of each other and aggregated the scores automatically. And we could see on a scale, we use scale 1 to 100, but you can do 1 to 10, it's the same thing, or whatever you want. But we scored it, and anything that was below an 80%, meaning a B, we would dig in and we'd say, okay, what's going on? And I remember times when the project team would indicate through this monthly survey, like, hey, we feel overburdened with RFIs and change orders, or hey, we haven't been out together in a while, or hey, the connection seems to be waning, or whatever it is. And it was like, oh my gosh, these are things that I would typically take for granted. I am so glad that we're tracking this and we're able to do something about it. And so we would take those, and in our team meetings on a weekly basis say, okay, what can we do? Okay, well, let's go out together. I think it's time to go do crab legs at the casino, just for the crab legs. Or it's, it's time for us to look at our balance and how we structure our roles. But as a project manager, I highly recommend that you track the team health. And if some people are like, how can I track team health or whether or not people are happy? No. Find out what's important to them, track it, and do something about it when you see low scores. Number two, I would highly recommend tracking your production plan. Everything else is based off of that. The success, most of the success of your budget, obviously your quality, your safety, the relationship with your owner, getting the next job is based off of your production plan. So having that production plan in a time by location format in a highly visible manner where everybody understands it and sees it, knows it, and can act on it as a group is crucial. Now, when you have that, I want you to track the following things. Number one, buffers. When you have your overall production plan, you'll have buffers at the end that are designed to cover your risks. And if you're halfway through the project, you can't be more than halfway through your buffers. So always track your buffers. Number two, handoffs. Your entire production plan from start to finish has this diagonal line which communicates trade flow, which means that your trades are flowing from zone to zone to zone throughout your project. There is a process in handing off when a trade goes from one zone to another. Handing that off, meaning when the trades move forward, this trade's going to make sure their work is complete, inspected, demobilized, swept, clean, all of their equipment's out and the substrate is acceptable for once they're out for the contractor coming in. The percentage of successful handoffs will indicate how well you are flowing on the project. I highly recommend you track that. Number 3, this is a huge one, especially for project managers. Yes, you are tracking constraints, which are permanent or semi-permanent things, but roadblocks out ahead of the work and your train of trades, always be tracking those roadblocks. When a project manager should come in the door in the morning, or virtually or whatever, and first thing go look at that roadblock tracker or that list of roadblocks on the wall and literally be like, oh my gosh, I'm doing that today. Always be removing those obstacles on a constant basis. I've always said fanatically removing roadblocks is the key. That is one key thing. So start tracking the average time before impact that roadblocks are being removed. That should be a larger number rather than a small one. Number 4, your risks as a part of your production plan. You know where you're anticipating them. You know from historical anchors where they are. Be tracking them, and on a weekly basis, make sure your team is doing something about them. Number 3 from the overall topics is supply chain management. So one of the key things that you'll want to track is how your design is completing out ahead of your production plan. Number 2, you'll want to make sure that once that design is done and on that incline that trade partners are being released, meaning that you need to go ahead and identify the scope, select a contractor, and get to an executed contract, but also to the point where they are compliant and they have their insurance so that they can be released to go procure the materials that they need to procure as a part of their contract. Number 3, you need to be tracking that procurement once the trade is released all the way to the arrival on job date, all of the individual steps on a weekly basis with your super, the rest of your team, and the trade partners to see if you have any problems on a weekly or bi-weekly or daily basis, real time, and solve those problems so that we can have the materials and equipment that we need for the job. And then number 4, deliveries. Are they coming to the site, being received and inspected? That's key, project managers, and getting to the place of work on time once without a lot of motion and transportation. Job site conditions, and I love seeing project managers when you're doing the OAC meetings and you have like this little presentation or slide deck that you've prepared, taking pictures of the cleanliness, taking pictures of the safety, taking pictures of progress. That always helps the team to continually make a better environment. And so reporting and tracking on job site conditions is crucial. And I want you to know, you are not proposing for your next project with that client. Once the RFQ or RFP comes out, you're proposing right now. So whatever you want them to know that you all are doing, make sure that you're reporting it with the job site conditions. This is key. Oh my gosh, this is such a good video. It's so good. I hope you like it. I hope you like this video and share it with your people. I would really appreciate that. This is not a dig, but PM supers, I have forgotten over and over and over in my career about the training of our people. On a weekly basis, be thinking about and tracking and reporting on how are people doing for their training. Are they getting their constant daily training, any of their monthly or quarterly training, the big training for the year? Are they doing their certifications? Are they going to that event? Are they going to one of our boot camps? Anyway, but are we tracking that? Because if a project manager really makes sure that the team is healthy, that we have a good plan, and that we have a good supply chain, and that everyone's trained and looking after risks, what else is there? These are the key things that we should be reporting on and tracking. And so I love this concept. It's so much. We're going to put it this concept into a blog post in the description below so that you can go take this and act on it. But PMs, I'm telling you, please include this into what you're tracking and reporting on. It will make all the difference in the world. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.